tree service business owner, you probably spend a lot of time thinking about the tools and equipment that you use, about making sure you've got the right people on board, and about the skills and training that you offer to your teams. But how much time do you spend thinking about what your crews are wearing? On this episode of 10 out of 10, brought to you by Tree Care Marketing Solutions, we look at company uniform programs, specifically how those programs can help you with the visibility of your company, the performance and safety of your crews, as well as with employee retention. So joining us today is Heidi Baumgart from Arborwear. She's the Vice President of Marketing and Team Development. And in her role in marketing, she covers everything from product development to product launch, sales enablement, e-commerce, which is a big thing these days, including branded e-com platforms or sites for companies to buy their clothing from, and branding for Arborwear in general. Welcome to the show, Heidi.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so let's just jump right into the questions. And the first question is, what kinds of clothing are important to consider when you're putting together a uniform program for your company?
Well, the first thing people tend to think of are tops and bottoms. So all the versions of shirts and pants. Shirts are probably the biggest quantity, whether it's cotton t-shirts or other kind of t-shirts or polos, short sleeve, long sleeve, again, or polo versions of t-shirts, pants, or in some cases shorts, but predominantly pants. But then we also do, of course, outerwear, mid layers, ball caps or beanies or stocking caps, socks. We've even logoed boxer briefs, and then we have a full line of footwear. So kind of head to toe. Whether it's, a lot of companies are issuing safety apparel, including helmets, the auditory or the audio systems that go with helmets, and then chainsaw protection, and again, it's head to toe. It's really all the things, but the basics usually start with t-shirts and pants and kind of go from there.
Okay, so are there any things that would not be included in a uniform program?
Well, I guess it depends on the investment the company wants to make. So the kinds of apparel that companies are required to give to their employees to supply are anything safety related, such as HVSA apparel or chainsaw protection. Those are the two biggies that are required. From there, it really is based on investment, and it kind of depends on how much they want to invest in their employees as far as general apparel that give them brand standards or general apparel that improve their working.
So that actually kind of leads to a follow-up question, which is, how do you maintain that sort of uniform look across your different employees, given that different team members are going to be having different roles?
Yeah, great question. And this is one of my favorite things when sales brings in marketing. But a lot of times the customers have great brand standards already. So, some things you're locked into two different HVSA colors. So if you're required to have the high vis yellow, or if your brand prefers the high vis orange, you're kind of, there's your palette, right? Just to start. If it isn't those kind of colors, then, the rainbow is the limit as far as different apparel colors. And so oftentimes we're selecting things that either match the brand colors. And oftentimes we're doing darker colors because, it's dirty work. So we have, several different versions of two tones, where the body of the apparel is either navy, a forest green, or black, and then the second color is a complementary brighter safety color, just for visibility standards. So you kind of can choose based on color palette, and then from there you add your brand standards.
So one of the things with a uniform is, obviously, as somebody's driving by a work site, you want to make sure they know who you are and who's working on that job. How do you brand your apparel so that it's clear what company you are?
For sure. So Arborwear handles all the embellishments for our customers, and the two common ones are screen printing and embroidery. And it just depends on the garment. Like, you wouldn't embroider rainwear per se. So we put logos in a variety of places. The two top places is the left chest. That's just the common uniform way. So you'll have like a maybe 2.5, 3 inch logo on your left chest and what we call a full back. So those are the two really kind of common ones. And we have designed our apparel so that we can accommodate those in almost all situations. And some of our customers will do a full front. So they're some of my favorite brands have utilized like the entire full front, and we've done sleeves. We've even done pants. There's logos in different places, kind of usually like on the top left of your thigh in pants. Of course, hats are great. That like left small logo is a very kind of the in thing right now. But of course, we've done lots of versions of like the full front logo or even like side information. So individual teams or crews or people who've worked on certain projects will get side logos to kind of differentiate them on hats. That's a really fun one that marketing often helps with. So there's a lot of opportunity to brand, your apparel. And our customers are absolutely using branding to differentiate themselves, because even though they're in high vis and that looks pretty consistent, whether you're an asphalt crew, you're a utility crew, you're a construction crew, or you're a tree crew of any kind, high vis looks like high vis. There are a lot of unique ways that we can use brands to kind of differentiate the company in the work setting.
So you mentioned something, you said marketing can help you with that. Are you referring to Arborwear's marketing department? Can you help them decide where to put things and what to put on their apparel?
Yeah, we totally have. So like I said, some companies have marketing people or they've worked with marketing firms that have done a ton of branding, and they say, hey, this is our logo color and here's our ideas on how it works for on apparel. But we've even worked where a branding firm kind of gave us their ideas and we said, hey, actually, if you consider these colors of apparel instead, here's how we think it could really make your brand stand out. We've also helped customers that don't have the resources that, to have some branding firm or have internal resources to do branding, where we've designed things. And some of my favorite ones that always come to mind are companies will send like a whole crew for a hurricane cleanup or a fire cleanup, something like that. And afterwards, they want to send that crew some thank you for being on that team, because, they're gone for a month and working all hours. And so we've done some really fun logos that it would be like Hurricane Ida crew or Hurricane Laura crew, or different sayings that, these crews have already built camaraderie, and it's such a moment in time. And so the marketing team here at Arborwear has designed fun branding that goes with our apparel that they're already buying. So we always love getting involved in that way with our customers.
What a fun idea. So it sounds like even if you're a smaller company without the internal resources, you can still get really nice branded apparel for your crews through a program like that.
To work with Arborwear's embellishment, we do have minimums to, kind of like any company, so there are minimums to your order. We're not going to embroider just one item. We're not going to screen print just a couple. It takes so much work to set up your logo, all the back and forth of proofing, and then actually like putting the embroidery on the loom and all that kind of stuff. So there are minimums, but most of our customers, especially when they're outfitting crews, find that they're going to meet those minimums without a lot of fuss anyways.
So speaking of turnaround, how early should people be thinking about ordering or placing an order? For many companies, springtime is the big time when they really start to ramp up production again. Yeah. How early should they start thinking about ordering in order to have everything in place before that?
Well, like anything else, ASAP. I think, giving yourself a couple months, because there's a lot of decisions to be made, and our customer service and sales team are just such experts at all of that, and they can walk you through the process. But if you want a spring uniform and you're going to have people onboarding, you could have people in early March. So you need to have that apparel in February, which means you need to be ordering it in January. It always helps to think about like, okay, all the decisions that need to be made. So which apparel, and then which logos and in what placements, and then we have to set up and proof those logos with you. So that takes time as well. And then there's actually embellishing the garment and then shipping it to you. So, we make the process easy, but definitely the more lead time, the better. So spring uniforms, we are absolutely working on spring uniforms, January, February, and March, that people start wearing in March, April, and all through the summer. And then the same to be said in the fall. Very often, it's kind of like August, September, we're working on all the winter uniforms for, outerwear or, whatever's going on. Those are those two really peak seasons.
So as a business owner, when you're placing an order for apparel for your crews, how do you decide which sizes to offer? How do you accommodate differences in body shape or people's preferences around what kind of clothing they wear? And obviously there's going to be differences men and women as well.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely one of those things we deal with every customer. And so usually you kind of know who's going to be on the crew, and you may already have received their sizes, which is always the optimal way to make an order. One of the main things that we've done is all of our colors are sort of, custom to us, and they follow the range of all of our pants. So all of our pants come in a coal. So if you have part of your ground crew need to be in the ground flex pants, those are in coal. If you have climbers and they're in canopies or in senders, those are in coal. We have women's styles in those same colors. So no matter the sizing or the fit that you need based on size, shape, gender, whatever it is, we're going to offer you a range of different kinds of products. We've also had people actually get different brands for people, as predominantly for tops. A great example could be you want to do a full uniform program, and again, your ground crew is going to get a certain kind of shirt, and then the climbers are going to get the Arborwear transpiration shirts, and then maybe your office staff needs something else, so they're going to get a cutter and buck button down shirt. Some of that actually is just being able to source different brands. And the other one is we're constantly adding women's sizes, and we're adding what we call shoulder sizes, so smaller sizes and larger sizes as much as we can. We're a small company, a small manufacturer, but we're absolutely trying to add all those different fits and shapes. And predominantly the number one place that we're really paying attention to fit and function is chainsaw protection. So we are the only company that makes chainsaw pants in actual pant sizes, which seems like such a no-brainer, but we are not a small, medium, large, or one size fits all, or you pay the big price and then you have to customize it. We are if you wear a 36 by 32 pant, you're going to get a 36 by 32 in chainsaw protection pant.
When you have a uniform program, you're buying in bulk or larger quantities, and it's not just for yourself. So you want to make sure you're buying quality. What should you be looking for to make sure you're getting that something's going to last, that it is flexible enough, that it is breathable, that it would protect you from the elements, it would protect you from a chainsaw and all of that? What do you look for?
Well, I think especially for safety or certain kind of standards, there are standards that are out there. So if you, a great example is we're adding a lot more UPF rated clothing, rated especially tops. So it's 50 plus UPF, because if you're working outside, that's a great feature to look for, because you're in the sun, you're in the elements.
Especially down here in Arizona where we're located, you need that because you're going to fry otherwise.
Yeah, our transpiration shade hoodie is amazing because it's also got like a really lightweight hood. And so you get that protection, and it's all UPF. So that's a big one to look for. Breathable apparel is obviously a big one. So we do our most famous breathable item is actually probably our sweatshirts, because they're cotton and they're rugged and they're famous because they're breathable and wearable. We just came out with the most lightweight pants in our history. And so, we're trying to serve warmer markets or warmer seasons, kind of no matter where you are geographically. So they're super lightweight pants, but they're still, the Arborwear rugged quality. So it's weight, UPF, obviously HVSA, like all the class standards that are required for visibility, chainsaw protection, those have standards. And so, it can be kind of tricky when you're shopping to find those. So know what standards you have to meet, and then see, if the apparel fits those kinds of things. Those would be some good recommendations.
One of the big challenges in the green industry as a whole, including in the tree care industry, is attracting new team members and retaining talent. So how would you use something like a uniform program to help with those issues?
We do what we call onboarding kits or new hire kits. And so some of those kits, some of them are just kind of general welcome, and some of them actually include the beginning parts of their uniform. So they're branded kits. It'll say like, welcome to XYZ tree care company. It'll say it right on the packaging tape even. So when you're opening the box, you're feeling welcomed. You open it up, there's a letter from the owner or their crew manager, whoever it is, is appropriate. And then there's, say, an Nalgene water bottle, a t-shirt or a hoodie. There could, stickers are a popular one, hoo rags, all kinds of like little pens, maybe even an onboarding brochure. Those kinds of items, book bags even are popular ones, or backpacks of different shapes and sizes, safety glasses, earplugs. And so then you're getting this like, oh, wow, this is a great company that I'm working for. So you're going into it with a positive attitude. And then once you get there, there's different programs that we've done for customers. So it could be after they hit their 60 days, they get a specific piece of apparel that it's like, you're officially on the crew because you got, such and such jacket, or you got the team hoodie, but you have to be there for a little while. And then we've done great retention programs. So I mentioned, we do them for like, oh, you were on a hurricane cleanup. And so then you get like a thank you gift, but we've also just done that for, hey, you've been here for a year. We call those work anniversaries here. So, hey, every work anniversary, 1, 3, 5, whatever it is, and you get, a better item. And those are those kind of programs that, again, kind of seem obvious, but that have people have come to look forward to getting, like, hey, when I hit this milestone, I get these items. It's amazing. If you just feel like you look good, you'll feel better about yourself, and you'll feel better about working for the company. So
you'll be a better representative for the company too when you're interacting with customers or
absolutely
prospects. So
yeah, absolutely. When you look more professional, for sure.
Okay, so I think that wraps it up for today. If anybody wanted to get in touch with you directly, how would they do that?
Well, the easiest way would just, you can email Arborwear at info@arborwear.com. If you want to reach me personally, it's marketing@arborwear.com. That'll reach me, just quick and easy. You can call us. Someone's going to answer. We have actual live people on the phones here.
That's a novelty these days, I think.
It is. It's so sad. People are surprised when they call and they get somebody. And please call us. The phone number is on the site, and you can call, we're Eastern Standard Time, but 8 to 5, you're going to get a real life fantastic helping human here at Arborwear. We're a small business, and we treat all of our customers like family. So give us a call.
All right. Thank you very much, Heidi. This has been really informative. I know our listeners will appreciate all the insights you've shared with them on uniform programs for their team and their group. Thanks for joining us on this episode of 10 out of 10, where we took a look at company uniform programs and how having the right clothing, including branded apparel, can make all the difference, not only in the visibility and performance of your teams, but in retaining employees as well. You can get more details on our website at treecaremarketing-solutions.com/10-uniforms. And you'll also see details there on all of the other episodes of 10 out of 10. Look forward to seeing you again soon.